Hello, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to the damn sofa. But the damn sofa's across the room because we're on the podcast channel. So make sure you're subscribed to this one, and if you haven't been to any of my channels, make sure you're subscribed to my main channel as well. I do more deep dives, that kind of stuff on my main channel. This one I do headline kind of stuff like we're going to do today, and I also go live sometimes. Anyways, that's enough of that. I hope everybody's doing well. You saw the thumbnail. You know why we've gathered around the computer, and the sofa computer's right here off camera. So what I want to do today, because I was reading Lauren Scharf's tweets that she did in the hearing with Barry Morphew, and I had some thoughts on them, so I want to review them. And now before we review them also, I'm going to put her link down. I'll put her little screenshot up here too. If you're interested in this case, this is the woman to follow. She is giving constant updates. She's always on it. They're very concise and boom, 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 boom. Excellent journalist, excellent storyteller, so give her a follow. And so what I'm going to do for this is I'm just going to kind of read through the tweets or whatever and talk about them. So her first tweet, it says, Barry Morphew hearing, judge rules a veterinarian. Oh wait, hold on 1 second. I'm getting ahead of myself. Please hold. Please hold. No, I'm not. Okay, so here we go. Sorry. Okay, so judge rules a veterinarian expected to testify about tranquilizer material, how it affects animals, won't be allowed to testify as an expert. Interesting. Prosecution wanted a canine handler to not testify in trial. After learning today, he made a report but didn't disclose. Also interesting. So here's one thing, we're going to just pause for a second. This whole tranquilizer thing is clearly going to be a huge thing in this trial. I mean, rightfully so, right? Because that's what's being alleged is, you know, he used a tranquilizer of some sort on her. We don't know if it was with the gun or how he used it technically. I think the how and the why is going to be a big thing. And so that's just going to be a point of contention. So interesting, you know, that this veterinarian can't testify as an expert. I think some of this went in his favor and against his favor, because again, as more and more comes out, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous about the, you know, how much the evidence is gonna hold up against him. I do think circumstantially there's so much of it, it's like, oh my god, please, but you never know how these things are gonna go, right? And some of them might key pivotal points, which we're gonna talk about, one that's like, you know, it's just, it has me a little bit nervous, but again, I don't know, we can only wait and see. So anyways, let's keep going. So okay, here, let's just go through the thread. Okay, prosecution has a new attorney on the team, Grant Grossbauer from Europa something DA office. I can't pronounce that word. The trial's 4 weeks away. I can't believe it's 4 weeks away. I am so used to the Daybell situation, and so with this coming up, I'm like, isn't it supposed to take years? You know what I mean? I forget that, you know, even though it has been a hot minute, obviously, my mind is used to the Daybell thing where I'm like, why is this going so fast? Not that I'm complaining. Okay, Shrek hearing, I guess that's how you say that, is set for April 29th. Now this is interesting. Watched body cam video of Canine arriving on scene near Suzanne Morphew's bike. Canine could not find a scent of Suzanne Morphew near the bike scene on May 10th. Now this goes along to me with, like, this is my theory, this is a lot of people's theory. I think that Barry, or someone, allegedly, put the bike there. I think they went there, they threw it off over the cliff and put it there. I do not think Suzanne had anything to do with that bike or her belongings being strewn where they were at, right? And so that kind of a thing right there, if they can sit there and really drill home that evidence. Now again, can they attach it to Barry? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I do think it's very telling that I'm just like, yeah, that's a pivotal thing for me. There's other things that make me think that, but regardless. Anyways, let's keep going. Okay, so judge denies defense motion D-70, so CBI agent Caitlin Rogers will testify about DNA again. You know, that's going to be major, right? Like, major. So we'll see how that works out. The DNA could be a major thing for them. But again, it goes back and forth with DNA, you know, because there's that partial DNA thing, but that was falling through. There's so much of this stuff because they were a married couple, right? Who were still living under the same roof. all that kind of stuff. So it makes a lot of this very tricky for that very reason, right? Obviously, they're going to be under the same roof at the same time in certain scenarios. Obviously, DNA is going to be in places with any married couple, right? So there's that. Anyways, let's keep going. Needle sheath cap found in the dryer will still be presented in trial. Court is excluding testimony from the veterinarian. Interesting. Tranquilizer gun is operable with duct tape, not operable how it was found. Interesting. Now, see, that one, I'm not sure how that will go. Because, again, I guess I sit here and think, and I haven't really gone down the rabbit hole of, do I think he used... Okay, let me rephrase this. Do I think, potentially, allegedly, that he used a tranquilizer gun with that, or just injected her, you know what I mean, with something? I don't know. I go back and forth because it's like, remember how he said that he was like chasing chipmunks or squirrels around or something on the property, and that's why his stuff was pinging or whatever? And I guess to me, I'm just like imagine if you were at home, right? And you are going to walk up to your partner, and would a partner be expecting you to tranquilize them, essentially? Why would you need to use a gun for that, I guess is my question. You know, pardon me, I could be wrong. I don't know. I just would think that one would be able to get close enough to your spouse to be able to pull that on them, you know, especially if you kind of ambush them. And then maybe after that was this chasing down or whatever. So I'm very interested to see in trial what ends up happening with the tranquilizer testimony and what they end up, like what all we find out about that. Okay, so Iris Eaton said... Aiton, I might be pronouncing the last name wrong, said, I want to get the facts straight. It's not a no-body homicide. It's a missing person case. Now that is very interesting because, I mean, again, you know, look at all these other situations that have taken place where they have not found a body. Now, again, I hate to sit here and sound like, oh yeah, you know, give up hope and all this type of stuff, but I mean, it's not looking good, right? All the stuff going on, I mean, I think something very not well was done to her, right? So that's my personal belief, and we'll just have to see. So anyways, let's keep going. Okay, prosecution believes the shorts that Barry Morphew was wearing on May 9th were in the dryer where the Ellie found the needle sheath. Defense says that Barry has many of the same shorts, and one of the pairs were found in his truck. Okay, now I'm going to say this. So, especially being a guy, and maybe women are like this too, but I know I have like go-to shorts, and especially if it's like shorts that I'm like, I like wearing these when I do something outside or whatever, right? And so I'm a creature of habit. I will have several like pairs of the same shorts. Now, mind you, I don't know if they're able to prove like maybe they found something on the shorts, or you know what I'm saying, like some kind of little inconsistency to differentiate these shorts, right? So again, this could go either way to me because I'm just like, well, yeah, I mean, I know, especially like, I almost knocked my little stand over. Cargo-y kind of short stuff like that. I'm wearing them right now, to be honest, you know. So that part, I'm just like, yeah, I can totally see that. Like, because I mean, I do the same thing, having multiples of the same clothing. I think a lot of guys do. Anyways, let's go back and find this here. So we'll see what happens to that. Okay. One of the expert witnesses the defense wants to strike is a forensic nurse who looked at photos of Barry Morphew's scratches on his arm hand, but did not examine Barry Morphew in person. It will be determined on April 29th. And sorry about, you can hear Roscoe's out there. I'm recording this during morning time, and I just fed Roscoe, so he's out like doing his little frisky business. Anyways, okay, so I go back and forth with stuff like this, and again, off the top of my head, I do not know what this forensic nurse even said about it. I can understand where you might want people to come in and testify looking at pictures and things of that nature. I always personally trust in these situations people who were there and looked at the thing, but maybe they didn't have that in the moment. I'm not sure off the top of my head right now. So for me personally, like when I see these cases, I like knowing that the person who examined, whether it's the body or whatever, is the one that's saying, hey, here's this, but maybe they don't have that in every situation. So again, that will be very interesting, because on one of my videos I did where he was showing this things on his arm or whatever, and I was like, look, I don't know off the top of my head what scratches like look like, and a lot of the Sofa Squad came with, sent me some pictures and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, those are totally scratches. Those are totally scratches, right? But again, I'm not anybody, right? I'm not like an expert or even a nurse or anything like that. So, you know, what's that matter? It's just my personal opinion. And let's see, is that it? Let's see. That's it. I am nervous about how this is going to go. I mean, I'll say it again. I'm just like... When I looked at all the evidence, like the photographic and the video evidence and stuff, a lot of that speaks volumes. Again, we have the same kind of thing going on that we did with, and now Photos Doulos. Remember, he was with his little gal pal. They were going around town throwing bags of trash away. Barry was doing the same thing. That video evidence of Barry bringing tools into the hotel, I mean, circumstantially, it is completely sus, right? From start to finish, and that might just be enough to convict him. What has me nervous about it is reasonable doubt. You know, and a lot of times when we see this, like, think about the Chandler Halderson case we just watched, and like when the defense was like talking about reasonable doubt in the beginning. There wasn't no reasonable doubt. There was nothing in that, right? With this, just what we've seen, I'm like, there's reasonable doubt, right? In my mind, even though I personally, my biases, I think he did it. I think Barry did it. But again, it's just how it's presented. You know, if the state comes up with stuff that we haven't even seen, and they're like, boom, 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 who knows? So anyways, so the trial is 4 weeks away. I am just absolutely dying to get to this, right? Because I'm like, what? So anyways, that's it. Let me know what your opinions are in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody who makes the channel possible. And that's it. I hope the Sofa Squad's doing well, and I will see you all on the flip side.